So short and simple to start, these coils are made on my machine, but I need to explain what I do first. I use square. I used to do round. Ah, crap. This end has a 1/4 inch hole drilled in it and threaded. Okay? This will make sense later. This end just has a little dimple, which goes on to the wire threading machine. Ooh, don't get too close to that magnet. Okay? And it spins this way. Now I can't remember, I didn't label it north or south, but if you have a compass you'll figure it out. And then if you do wind one backwards, you can always see, all these are wound. You can always do like this one, which is backwards. So now here's the start instead of the end. See, on this one, the start is way, where's my camera at? The start is way down here to go in and start winding, and then you end up on top, which is over here, and it comes over this way from the back this way. This one somehow I got it backwards. I got the little nub there and the thread on the other side, but to get to the polarity I needed, which I think these are south and these are south, 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 so they push each other away when there's electricity applied. But the start comes off the top and comes out down here. So I don't know how I messed that up, you know. It was a while ago, but this one's done right. You make your 2 little holes down here, put the wires in down there, and then start winding. Alright, let's go out to the machine. That was about there. So, the Bifiler coil winding machine I made is not that complicated, but it might be complicated. Depends on your aptitude. Now on the left, you see the circle with the 2 coils of wire. There are other things in play here. Let me get over here and show you. Alright, this actually moves. This is to reclaim old coils, which I can take that off because it might be in the way. Goes through here, comes out here, goes onto the drill, and you wind it up. Also have a calculator if you're the type that wants to count windings. I know how to do that too. And 1 plus plus, or is it 1 plus equals, and then you put a magnet on your coil, and the pickup over there picks it up every time it goes and gives you an accurate count. It counts it up automatically. I go by the size of the magnets and the size of the coil. It's all, there's a reason behind it, so I don't count coils anymore. Next. So you're going to need a motor. This motor was taken from an air conditioning, what do you call that, big fan up in your attic. Okay, it goes kind of fast, but it had a nice pulley on it, which reduced the RPMs. It goes kind of fast. So what I've had to do, 3 sheets of 1/2 inch, make circles out of it, and I had to do the ratio, gear ratio reduction, so that doesn't go too fast. Now, I learned the gear ratio reduction on YouTube. So this fast motor, let's go this way. This fast motor and that pulley, which is I think 5, goes to this pulley, which is 18, which reduces it back down to 4, I think that is. And then it goes to that one, which is what, like 20? So I did the math, and it runs at a nice speed. Okay, you have to have an idler arm to keep tension on the pulley. Where is it? Right there. That keeps tension on the pulley. I can adjust that up and down. That's a good spot. Alright, we're going to go over here. In between, I have another idler arm to take up the slack so it don't spin. Also, I chose this motor because the belt was readily available. That's a dryer motor, because this is a dryer belt with some V grooves on it, but I use the flat. This is a dryer belt. It's got some V grooves on it, but I use the flat side. Okay. Now here's the inside. This is the tricky part. You got to make 3 rings, 2 big, 1 small, because it looks like this. You got to have that groove in there. See, the belt doesn't fit all the way, but it works. I've got 4 supports, 2 on top, a lot of grease, 2 on the bottom, this one, only if I need it. And then there's one on the other corner too. You can't see it. Alright, now you got to drill a hole through the middle. You can't see it because the belt's there. Put some all thread through there as you load up your spools. I think I got what is it, 20 gauge and 24 gauge, but whatever you want to make your coils, depending how much power. The small one is for the trigger and the big one is for the run. That's the one that's going to get hot. My coils never get hot, but they do produce a lot of voltage. Alright, so it goes through these holes here. Dang it. And I got rubber tubes in them. And it comes out the other side. 1 wire, 2 wires. Then they come together. You go through another rubber tube here. I don't want to mess up the enamel. It comes out the back side. Bring this over to my coil. These are my old ones. These are made out of rebar, which has a lot of carbon, and they started getting magnetized, and they stayed that way. So now I have low carbon iron, or soft iron, which is basically cast iron. I have this set up. I have a screw on that side, and I can adjust it depending on what coil size you need. And it goes in that little dimple. Then I got the coil, electric tape. And now here I just have a drill set up. This is not the same drill I used. I used that for a different project. And that's just a drill bit. But I used a 1/4 inch all thread. You can make the hole that I explained earlier, the threaded hole in here, whatever size you want. It's going to fit. I use 1/4 20 and a 1/4 20 tap to make threads in there. And it has to go clockwise. If not, it'll get loose. So it has to go this way. It has to go this way. Now this drill bit ain't going to work, but it works backwards. Normally you wind it about this fast, but this is the wrong direction. You want to go this way to keep that tight. But see, I don't have the threaded. Okay? Up here I have a reed switch. I actually found it at an electronics store for a door contact for an alarm system. And a little small magnet that I glued to the back of this guy, and that will count the turns and goes down to the calculator. I can make another video about that. I have a switch here to turn it on and off. And now I have to find a plug. I forgot where I put it. I've been so busy with so many projects. So let me add some power and show you how it works. Okay, I don't have any other better view than this. I'm going to be in your way. I'm going to be over here to turn this on. The switch is over here. I'm not using a calculator. And then I got to operate the drill. As I wind the drill up, as I wait for this to spin and twist together. And this is also great because you don't get no grass in it. You don't have to run it out. You know exactly, you don't need to know exactly how much you're going to need. You just use it until the coil's full. When you do the formula, the diameter of the coil, 1.5 times, whatever it is. You know, if you're watching this, you know what I'm talking about. No need to make the coil way too big. It's not going to be any more effective. It needs to be the hole in the coil. Let's see what I used on my last one. 1 inch cast iron. So the hole around it's 1 inch. But then 1.5 times, so that's 1.5 inches. So these are 2.5. The coils over here are 2.5, which is 1.5 times 1. And then no more than the thickness of the magnet, which is 1/2 inch. However, since we're picking up all that trigger voltage or current or when the magnet passes by, I made them 2.5. But it's not really a pickup coil per se. So if you were making a generator and the magnet passed through, you wouldn't want it no more thicker than the thickness of the magnet. But I couldn't make these thinner. I haven't experimented with that yet. But enough of my gabbing. Let's get on with it. Alright, so I'm going to turn this on, then I'm going to try to jump over here to get out of your way. Oh, these socks, these are kind of springy, so they keep pressure on your coil so they don't unspool on you. That's what the socks are for, and they won't rub the enamel off your wire. Now, this is supposed to be tied to here, but we're simulating. And then you just keep this going as you need to. I think that belt stretched a lot. See, it's coming out. Let me try to get out the damn way. You can see this is getting longer and longer. Sometimes you got to stop and wait to let the coils wind up tightly enough. And then you got this going. All right. Now that's pretty damn good wire. I don't know if we can get a close-up on that, but Bifiler, I have no idea how to call it, but that's good wire. Let's see what we can find here. Where the heck are we? Should be around here somewhere. That's a pretty good twist. Yeah, that's a nice twist. So that's how it works. Let me show you the little, it's a little 1/4 inch neodymium magnet that I use on, I just use some hot glue and it comes off easy later, on the back of the actual coil to line up with the reed switch and count it on the calculator. But like I said, I have the dimensions when I fill it up, and I keep them square so they sit right flat on the platform. I used to make them round. Bad idea. Then you got to clamp them down. So, hope you enjoyed. That's how I do it. Thanks for watching, and if you have any more questions, leave a comment. I can show you how to do the calculator. I got this one. Where the heck? Can't see a damn thing. This one right here. And I got another one that I broke. So it's not easy, but it's doable. And the calculators are what, $3? So Remington Wire Industry is where I get my wire from. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a good day.